There we go.
Oh, hey!
So we're still live. We were live that whole
Where's
time.
the camera?
It's right there.
Why is it over the...
To get both of us in the shot.
Oh.
Yeah, because if it was right over the... If it was right over the computer, then we'd be like this. We'd be doing the episode like this.
Okay?
Yeah.
I don't know. You sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Did you try it?
I tested it.
By yourself?
Yeah.
I trust you.
Okay, good.
I trust you.
Welcome to the show.
Oh, hey!
Because we're live.
We're live. We're checking
live
it out.
From, live
We're
from
live
Virginia.
from Sterling, Virginia.
Yeah.
Yeah, softball. Donnie's first senior softball tournament.
You
I get up here.
Yeah, there you go.
Show my fire sticks.
Uh-huh.
It's my
Fire
girls,
sticks.
my fire sticks. AAA team.
Uh-huh.
Awesome ladies. I love it when you have fun softball family.
We got 3 games down so far.
3 games down so far.
At
one
least
and one.
one to go.
Yeah, now we're into the elimination bracket. So lost our first game against my old team actually. Yep. But we'll battle back. So we're gonna do it the hard way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you had a awesome game.
Finally.
About an hour ago.
Yeah, I had some time off from playing, and finally I showed up. 3 words. I showed up.
Yep.
So that was really fun, and I have just an awesome, supportive team of ladies. And
I don't know how to put it other than, you kind of sat out for the first maybe half of this game.
Yeah.
You ran a couple times, right?
I did. Yeah.
Did you run every inning?
Yeah. So this is I don't know how many people follow softball, but senior softball is a little bit different. So we don't run and touch home plate. There's a line and a commitment line that you run to.
I wondered about that.
Yep. And so sometimes in different associations like ASA or UTRIP, you have to use the last gender. So if there's you wanted somebody to run and you were injured, then you'd use the last out, girl or guy that was the last out, girl to run for girl, guy to run for guy. But in this association, you can use anybody to run. So it's I ran a few times around the bases and came home, and you can only get 5 runs per inning. And then the inning ends until the last inning, the 7th inning, is an open inning. So those are a couple differences.
Right.
Yeah. And so in senior softball starts at age 40. So there's teams that are 40s and 50s and 55s and 60s. And there's different categories of AAA or majors plus. So I don't know. You must look at it and go, because I think you've only seen me play league ball, but this is very serious.
Yeah. Yeah, because even Newmarket is not a 40-plus type of game.
But just tournament play.
It's different. It's very different.
Yeah, I don't think you've seen tournament play.
No,
you go to a field and there's 4 different fields.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
If you look up Potomac Lake Sportsplex on Google Earth, because we got here on Friday or on Thursday.
Yeah.
We got here on Thursday, and I Googled it and looked it down on Google Earth, and I was I go, holy shit. And you were around the corner, and you thought that I saw a picture of a naked girl.
What?
That's what you said. That is exactly what you said. That's exactly what you said.
I did not.
I
would never.
Maybe my verbiage was oh my god, but you said you thought it was I was looking at a picture of a naked girl.
I don't think you get a reaction of oh my god from you as many naked.
And I was
porn tabs you have up.
I don't have any right now.
Oh no.
Because I got to save the broadband so that the show records.
Oh, well, that's a good reason not to. My man. My champion.
I don't have porn. I don't peruse porn as often as I once did.
Why?
I don't know why.
Why?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't imagine why. I don't have time to do that anymore.
Oh.
So, yeah. Softball's been great. The drive down was awesome.
We did, because this is our first real road trip, and everybody was so cute because we posted on Facebook our first road trip, and there was so many likes and comments and people just saying have fun and good. This is a test.
Yeah.
Which I think our first test was really putting together that grill. If we survived putting together that grill.
Yes.
And we were just good teammates out of the gates anyway.
We did.
Gates, no pun intended.
Yes, teammates, Gates.
Mates. Mating.
Yeah.
Mating.
Yeah.
And then we got here to the hotel.
And the TV wasn't plugged in.
So we're looking at the TV. We try to turn it on. It's not working. So I go behind it and okay, plug it in. Because it looked like it was in some plug that was across the room. And we're they must have thought it had no power.
Yeah.
So I moved it back and thought maybe this outlet didn't work. Because the TV's right here on the left. So I'm kind of looking. Mm-hmm. But so then it was actually the cable connection to the back of the television. And so we got that working. And then to go in the bathroom, there's 3 towels.
Yeah, was there even three? I thought there was one.
I don't know. I thought there
think
was like I don't
one.
know. Like, I thought there was three.
There was like the one that.
I mean,
there
three.
was the,
Like there's a washcloth
yeah, there was
and
the
like a
washcloth,
hand
there
towel
was
and one towel.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, no, that's not okay.
This is not gonna work.
No. And then what else happened? We couldn't turn on the lights in the bedroom because they weren't plugged in. So we plugged.
Yep,
I don't
the
know
lights
what.
weren't plugged in.
I don't know what freaking vampire was living here
Uh-huh.
before we showed up. So it's like a suite, right? So because we wanted, if it's more than 3 days or more than 2 days, like I like a suite because I'm like, I'll make dinner.
Something with a kitchen.
Yeah, make dinner. So usually they have like a bunch of silverware and everything. So I'm like, we need to do our inventory when we got here. So we came in and we look and like there's like, 2 forks, a butter knife, a pan, a strainer, and then like one skillet and some plates. And I think that was
Yeah.
yeah. And so like there's nothing to clean the dishes with except the dishwasher, but there's no like things, the detergent things that go in the dishwasher. So we're like, we got to go shopping.
And you went shopping. And shopping you went so we got here on Thursday, and I go to the gym. I try to go to the gym every morning, but we left at we woke up at 4:30 in the morning on Thursday morning, so I wasn't gonna get up at 2 to go to the gym. So we went. So we found a Planet Fitness nearby, and it also happened to have a Dollar Tree.
Yeah.
Which is not a good thing for you.
No, because we had a list,
So
and I
you
said,
dropped me off.
well,
You dropped me off.
well, yeah, I dropped you off, but next to Dollar Tree was the Giant, like that's kind of like a Stop and Shop back home, where we are, or like a Shaw's.
Yeah.
And so we had a list because I wanted to try and get like a couple steaks. I was like, I'll make a steak dinner and get something to make salad because I usually eat salad like every day.
Yes, we do.
So I'll do that, and then obviously like get whatever else. And so, but then I was like, okay, well now if I'm gonna cook, then I need butter. We need knives that cut. We need salt and pepper. Maybe some dish detergent.
Paper towels.
Yes, paper. There's no paper towels here.
kinda
There's a paper
necessary.
towel holder,
You
and
didn't
there's
get
no
any-
paper towels.
You didn't get anything that I was like, did we really need this? Everything you got.
No,
was
because then I got
like-
A1 sauce. Because if we needed steak, all this stuff from the Dollar Tree. I got
and all of that-
salad
a lot of that
dressings.
stuff is stuff that we can bring back home.
Right.
anyways.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're gonna have groceries back home. But usually, like, if I drive, I was telling Donnie that when I drive, like, down by myself, I bring like everything, like like paper plates, all that stuff, so I have it. So this time I was like, I'm gonna trust that it's gonna be there, and it wasn't. So somehow the total came to $59.05.
$59.05.
And I don't get that.
At Dollar Tree.
Like, what was 5 cents that I bought? Like,
Uh-huh.
I don't know how that happened. How is it an uneven number?
Is everything in Dollar Tree supposed to be $1?
Like $1, or sometimes like there was one thing that was like 50 cents. Well, because then I found Hot Pockets, because you like Hot Pockets, and they were cheaper than getting them at the Stop and Shop or whatever. Giant, because Giant, like, you can get 2 for $2.79, but Dollar Tree you can get 1 Hot Pocket $1 each.
That's my smart shopper.
Yeah, and then things are really expensive at Giant. So like cheese is like $4 for, usually our market basket would be like $2. So then I spent a lot of money there too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I made you a nice dinner.
Yeah, we got here and you were like, I'm going to go do some grocery shopping. And I was like, I'm going to transfer you some money for that. And while I was finishing up my run on the treadmill, you were like, I overspent at Dollar Tree. And I sent you a message saying, weird, that doesn't sound anything like you.
And I appreciated that. Yeah.
And then I came outside and you had this kind of like sad look, like, And I was like, I sent you money for a reason. I knew that you were going to spend it, and you weren't going to waste it. You were going to spend it on stuff that we needed.
Yeah. So.
I don't mind at all.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then, we went to the wine place.
We went to the
I
wine
gotta
place.
show people.
Okay. We went to this wine place, and if there's any listeners out there who've ever heard of this beer that I saw called Android Theory, it's Androit, Android Theory. I'd love to know how they're, what you've had that you liked, because, and we found Bush Latte apples. Yeah, Bush
look
Latte
at that.
apple.
That's good. That tastes good.
I know, and because she has another game coming up, we're sitting here doing this sober.
Yeah.
Which is too bad, but we'll survive.
We haven't done that since sober October.
Yeah, we haven't done that since sober October.
And then I got some sort of, but that was a great place. Like, they had all kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, what are they called? The wine. Why do I keep forgetting the name of it?
The blueberry, the caramel.
No,
blueberry.
the wine. I meant like the name of the store.
Oh, it's something simple, like just Lucky Wine and Beer or something stupid.
Yeah, something like that.
It was something really simple. I forget what it's called though.
Yeah.
I forget too. But yeah.
Went and did that, and then I dragged you into some other stores because I get excited about shopping plazas.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, yeah, because it's just fun. It's like this is like we're just living here. We have a one-bedroom apartment right now.
Yeah, and you made a killer dinner out of your
you.
Dollar Tree buying.
Mm-hmm. Well, and Giant.
All right, I'm trying to give you I'm trying to give you props of just Dollar Tree.
Well, the seasoning was amazing.
You got a little bit.
Yeah.
You got some stuff at the Food Giant.
Yeah, the Dollar Tree though is good because they had frozen vegetables, right? So if you like waste anything, then okay, because you had like the frozen vegetables, like they have. It's kind of nice that you can get groceries there. You know what I mean? If you don't have money, it's like you can make a gourmet meal out of friggin'.
Yeah, because I had said to you, I think because I've talked about Top Chef on like almost every episode of this for the last.
That was like my quick fire challenge.
Months. It was like I was thinking like a good Top Chef challenge would be like make me a gourmet meal, shopping at the gas station, and then you have to cook it in a hotel room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because we had two like little burners.
There's two little burners,
and that one of them just
and a
doesn't
microwave.
get hot. And a microwave. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no
2 burners and a microwave.
Yeah. But I got the rotisserie chicken, so I found discounted rotisserie chicken for $2.99. So I got that, and then you like the tiki marsala, so I got that sauce.
The tiki marsala.
Yeah, got boil in a bag rice I got that at Dollar Tree.
Yeah.
I got the frozen vegetables at Dollar Tree. Obviously like salad and stuff at the Food Giant place or whatever. And we whipped it up.
Yeah.
We had a little Indian curry.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, we have started to, particularly on this trip, I think we've started. Well, maybe a little bit in the past, we've started to like broach a new boundary in our relationship, which is farting around each other.
Yeah, and then he did it wrong because he gets so grossed out. Well, so I don't even know what started. I think what started the conversation. So if you go into our bathroom here, and I've never seen this before, if you sit on the toilet and look straight ahead, there's a full-length mirror. And normally, like if anybody knows, like they usually put a full-length mirror on the back of a door, like either the back of the door in the bedroom, or like the back of the door for the bathroom.
Right.
So I'm like sitting on the toilet, and I'm like, I don't want to watch myself on the toilet.
No, who wants
and I
to
think
do
I
that?
was talking to you about it. I don't know, something, and you made like a grossed out face, and I said something like, I wish you just fart, like you just need to fart like once in a while, or I was saying something gross, and then we're in bed last night, and like we were up drinking, right, because the game got done early, and then we went. It was awesome. Like we went and hung out,
a
little barbecue, and we went and got stuff for the barbecue. So it was our teammates' husband's team, and like my teammates, and it was a blast. We were listening to music. We had a tent, and people were just grilling, and we're all just kind of having drinks and having fun. And so we came back, and we had a couple more drinks, and we're watching stuff. And I think we like finally went to bed, and you're just laying in bed, and then you were hot, and I'm like, all right, well, the AC is like right next to me, and I'm cold. I'm like, so why don't let's switch sides of the bed, which we've never done.
Never done that.
So switch sides of the beds, and as he's going over, he's like. And he's like, there, you were asking for it.
No, there was like a little one that I was trying to hold in. But it wouldn't stay in. And you were like, what was that? And I was like, oh yeah? Watch this.
Like, ooh, you got me.
And then you were like, you don't do it like that.
Yeah, like
why would you do it like that?
You don't do like in the bed. You don't do it it stays under the covers. Like, you know, like that's abusive. You could do like a Dutch oven and pull like the covers over, and you hold people in there. Yeah, it's abusive.
Well, I was thinking the other day about like questionable farts. And how women kind of get the upper hand, because like if a guy's taking a piss and there's a questionable fart, then he's kind of, and he decides I'm gonna pull the trigger on this one and see what happens.
Yeah.
Then you could end up shitting yourself. You could end up standing there and shitting yourself.
Oh.
But a girl can just be like, I'm gonna let this go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you could just pee sitting down.
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, you could do that. That's what I was saying to you, because I'm like, you don't recognize that this mirror is in here, like facing you when you're on the toilet, and then.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, you pee standing up.
Yeah.
I forgot.
I don't think that I did have to do that once in the army.
Right.
Pee sit down.
Oh.
Because
I'm learning a lot.
I was doing a urine test, and I just could not piss because the guys.
Oh, they watch.
I don't know what it's like for the women when they get urine tested. If they just like stare right down.
No, they make you keep like the stall door cracked open.
Not us. Mm-hmm. There would be a guy right as close as I am to you right now, and looking down at your junk, watching you, and I just got stage fright every time. And
Why
the worst part,
don't you just get in that fart mode like you did to me last
that's
night?
what I
Here,
ended
there
up
you
doing.
go.
That's
Watch
exactly what
that.
I sat down on the toilet and I was like, fine, watch me. Here we go. I'm going to hold this cup right here.
Yeah.
And you can watch.
Yeah, fill
in
it up.
all my glory. I was like, do you... Actually, first I said, can I sit down? And he was like, that's an approved way to do this.
Awkward.
I was like, fine. Yeah, but it always bothered me because the urine test for most of my military time was always like in the morning. Like
Right.
instead of doing physical fitness, they'd have us go do a urine test. But my thing that I would do every morning, they wouldn't tell us until we got out to do physical fitness.
Right.
So my thing to do in the morning was to get up and go to the bathroom. So then I'm emptying out all the urine that I have, and then they're like, urine test time, and I'm like, I just took a piss. I don't have to piss again for 3 hours.
Right.
Yeah.
I never understood, like that brings up a point, because it's like I never understood why they made, or it was socially acceptable for guys to like go to the bathroom in urinals anyway. Like even like young kids, and it's like you have no separation.
Right.
Or you have some salt, like who, like.
Well, at Loudon Speedway, they still have the trough.
Yeah, or even I think like Red Sox too,
Yeah.
Fenway. But that never made sense to me, and also didn't make sense to me safety wise. Like you have to like have your stuff out, and then you're back to like everybody, and that never made sense to me that you'd want to go and like piss like in front of strangers. Like why can't everybody have a stall?
Right. Yeah.
I just don't understand why that was ever like acceptable.
At least there's some places that are kind of like that where like. For men, they have the urinal, and then some places have like the little divider there.
Yeah, but nowadays, like that's weird. But in your house, like you have a bathroom just like everybody else. Like we don't have urinals in our like apartments and stuff like that. But like, who decided that was okay?
Yeah.
Ever?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think that's weird.
Yeah.
I don't think that's right. Like I shouldn't do that.
I'm gonna be a stall guy for the rest of my life.
No, I'm gonna advocate. Yeah, we're gonna advocate for some stalls, please.
I want to talk.
Do you think girls ever try and pee in urinals? I don't know. What are those little discs that they put in there? They look like salt licks.
Yeah, it's like a
smelly
freshener.
things. Ew.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of girls who go into the men's room, like drunk girls, of course, who are like, no, the girls' room is full, so I'm in here now.
I'll do that.
And they'll back their ass up to the urinal and then piss in the urinal.
Oh, I don't know. No, thank you. I'll hover. In the toilet, though.
Yeah.
You just beat me up. Ow. You just hit me.
I'm
All
sorry.
right, let's get off the toilet grossness.
Yeah,
What
I
do we have
definitely want to talk about, speaking of strangers.
Last night.
Holy.
We always have cute adventures.
What the fuck happened?
Yeah, so we left the party, and then we went, or the barbecue.
Ro was like, I want a pizza.
Yeah, so we brought this food, and then neither one of us were hungry at the time. And so then, of course, on the way back, it's like, now I'm hungry.
$88 worth of food.
Well, because I didn't want the team, it's team, and like, I don't know, I thought it was just a nice thing to do.
Yes,
so we got the food.
Yeah.
And then, because they were hosting and grilling and invited us, and so we wanted to make sure, I don't know, what are we going to bring, like 4 hot dogs, and then nobody else has food.
Yeah,
and
I had a burger.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you did, yeah.
I had a burger.
So, and anybody that knows me knows that's my MO. And you're just and you're so good to me. You're just like, here, I'll give you half. And so tonight I'm going to take you out to dinner.
Yes.
A place of your choice, which is another thing, because I keep saying, hey, you know what? Why don't you put something on the TV for us to watch?
For
and then
a whole
I'm like,
year, it's been like, you know what? I just need you. I'm cooking dinner. I just want you to sit, chill on the couch. You can put anything you want on the TV. And because I usually don't end up putting anything on, but every time that I'm like, okay, she said I can put whatever on, I'll sit down and put on a movie or something or a show, and you're like, I don't really want to watch this. Can you put something else on?
So, because last night I said, we'll get back to like the rest of our story, but last night I said put on like a show, and so he puts on The Hangover 3. So I haven't seen any of The Hangovers, so I'm like, can you change channel? I don't want to watch a movie halfway through that I haven't seen.
But you preface that with put on whatever you want.
Correct. And I was like, I have a couple other examples of that. So, and so, but then that's why I didn't want to watch it, because I'm like, I think that's something we might watch together, and now it's going to be ruined. And so then, I think when we were driving, I said, I was like, why don't you put on something to listen to? So he puts on a podcast, and we're going to listen to one on the way home, like the Bear Brook murders on the way home. But Donnie puts on this podcast, and it's literally like this woman that's talking about how she was riding in an Uber, and then like, the guy brought her somewhere, and like him and his friends raped her, and I'm like, oh my God, like I feel like
fucking wild.
I feel like I'm at, I don't even know if it's true or not, but you know, I
don't
feel like
either.
I was at work, and so I'm like, well, you know, anybody that doesn't know me, like I'm a detective and I investigate sexual assaults and things like that, and so now I'm like, this is not what I want to listen to in the car. So I'm like, can you change it? Well, you told me to. I'm like, I know I told you whatever, but
No, I
and
think
then I said, you know, go ahead and turn it, change something else, and then I go, well, now I feel bad because I did tell you to put on what you wanted, so go ahead and put it on, and then he puts it on again, and it gets more descriptive, and I'm like, no, turn it
gets
off, I
even
can't,
darker.
I
Yeah.
can't, and I
It
poured
gets
it like,
even more dark.
and Kimmy and I were in Florida, my best friend Kimmy, and we're in Florida one time, and she loves like Law and Order Special Victims Unit, and there's a marathon. And she was like playing every. I finally was like, "Can you please put something like just mindless on?" So we watched Southern Charm after that, and then we listened to the because then he put angry music on.
I didn't put angry music on. I put I put on like it started with Lil Wayne, and then it was Joyner Lucas, and then like the next song was like Tech Nine with Corey Taylor.
It was angry.
Corey Taylor being the lead singer of Slipknot. And you were like, does this music make you happy? And I was like, it makes me happy at the gym.
It's like we're not at the gym. So I was like, why don't you just put it on the radio? So I just turned on the actual FM radio, and we're in Maryland at the time. And it was like great music came on, and he's like, do you know the stations down here? I'm like, I don't know the stations, but I like listening to the radio sometimes because there's like a break or commercials, and then you don't feel like you're talking over somebody's song. And it like I feel like the radio is like, you know, just like that ambient sound that you can talk over and have conversation. So anyway, we went to get pizza.
We went to get pizza.
And that was fun watching this drunk guy trying to, well, later. But so we
went to get pizza and
Papa
like,
John's.
Well, I ordered pizza and I think they said like it'll be ready in 20 minutes, and I started driving, and I thought it would take 15 minutes to get there, and it ended up taking like 2 minutes. Like it was right around the corner. So
it
was
plaza.
in a plaza with two bars.
Well,
two bars.
Yeah, it sounded like that there was two bars, but we looked in the windows of one bar, right, and it was supposed to be this wing place, but I didn't, like it was one where it's really open and bright, and there's tables everywhere, and the bar is like right in the middle of the room, you know, so not like off to the side, so it didn't look like a fun kind of like go sit. Like we're gonna have to walk through this whole crowd to try and find. And it just didn't look like a regular bar to me. So then there was another one, El Dorado, I think.
El Dorado Bar Grill.
Yeah, so I'm like, that says bar right in it.
Yeah.
So, you know, let's go. It's like right around the corner. And so we go in.
Before we even got in, you could hear the Mexican music.
Yeah, it's like, that's my jam.
It was like, and I mean, La Cucaracha, like a mariachi band was inside this place.
Yeah, so I was like, this is like, you know, margaritas. And so then we go in and it's like, it's not. They have, you know, football. Football is on.
Yes, they had. They had European football on every TV.
Right. And I speak some Spanish. Like, I'm not fluent anymore, but I usually get Erica, my sister, and we went down to Mexico years ago. They thought we were Puerto Rican. Puerto Rican, we're like, yeah, you know, because we didn't want anybody to know us Americans. So, because a couple parts were dangerous there. So, anyway, like, we're in the bar, and so we're sitting at the bar, and this girl comes over, great. Like, we got 2 Modelo lights, you know, and there's a group off to the side, like a bunch of guys. And they look like, I don't know if they just got off work, like one guy had a landscaping shirt on or whatever. And I could hear them kind of chattering and looking over at us a little bit.
They looked like cholos.
Cholos, yeah. Hey, what's up? What's up, vato? I don't want to offend anybody, but yeah. And they're like looking over at us. And so, but then I can hear them a little bit, something like esposa or something. I'm like, they must not be talking about me. But I have my Wonder Woman ring on my left ring finger. So I was like, maybe they're talking about it, and I don't really care. But the guy that was next to me, like there had been plenty of space, but he was doing that like, how drunk guys sometimes do at a bar, or I don't know if he was drunk. I don't know. Just when people try and anybody that's been out, you know, knows sometimes people just try and infringe on your space, you know, because he had proper like spacing. He wasn't touching me, and then all of a sudden he's like leaning into me. So I gave him a little shove, and I was like, "Scoop me," you know, like excuse me, you know. So then he moved over, and I feel like sometimes people will test you like that, especially like girls know what I'm talking about. And then I kind of like told you, you know, and so then all of a sudden, like, I don't know what happened. The leader came over and started talking to you.
This other guy, I don't know. I don't know that if I would call him the leader or not, but he was like the bar, like we were on the bar, and then the bar makes a 90-degree turn, so I can see directly at him, and I looked up and realized that he's looking right at you. And I kind of, you know, stared at him for a couple minutes, maybe not a couple minutes, maybe like, I don't know, 10 or 15 seconds. I stared at him, and then he realizes I'm looking at him. And then he looks away. And I was like, okay. And then like maybe a minute or two later, then he comes around and he was probably drunk and he's like puts his arm around me and he's like, hey mister, I don't mean no disrespect. I like you. I like your wife. Okay, cool. And he's like, I love America. I'm like, so do I, man. He's like, I love to be here. I'm like, that's great. I love having you here. That's awesome, man. And he's like, I didn't mean any disrespect to you staring over here. I'm like, hey, that's fine. No big deal, man. Have a good night. And then he walked back around. And then after because we only stayed for one beer.
Yep.
Which was a great idea.
Oh, yeah. No, I was like, I'm not trying to get human trafficked and roofied.
We stayed for one beer. And then after we got our bill for our 2 beers, one of the female bartenders comes over to us and she's like, those guys over there would like to invite the 2 of you to go to a party. And she's like, I don't know.
And they were trying to buy us drinks.
Yeah, they were trying to buy us drinks. And we were both like, nah,
we're good.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
We just came in for one.
Yeah.
And now we're out of here.
Yeah, and then I went over to, I think it was the leader, or the boss, El Jefe.
Yeah.
I went over to El Jefe. I was like, hey, thank you so much, but we were just ordering a pizza. We don't mean any disrespect. Because I'm like, I don't know if we're going to get put in the trunk or something.
He came over and gave me a hug.
Yeah, we made some friends.
Yeah, he gave me a hug and he was like, I appreciate you. Have a good night.
Yeah. And then
we walked into a bar with probably 13 or 14 guys, and I walked in with this smoke show. And I'm just a white guy.
You're a big Viking.
And I don't know how we walked. I don't know what happened that they were like, we'll leave them alone. But
because they know.
They did not.
They got the look.
Yeah, they didn't try anything.
Like, that girl's probably gonna cut me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luca.
Uh-huh.
And then we go in to get our pizza, and that poor drunk guy, I don't know what was, he couldn't work his debit card or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That guy was like
wasted.
It seemed like they had already been through this a few times before we even got there, but he like put his debit card in, and then before he like typed in his PIN code or something, he pulled it back out. And he was like, so I'm all set now, right? And they were like, no, you have to put the card back in. Put the card back in. And they're like, it says declined because you pulled it out too soon. And then he keeps trying to put it in, and he's missing the hole to put it in because he's drunk, and he can't do it right. Yeah.
Yeah, they're so appreciative of us. We're like,
just such
here's
adventures.
Cash. Here's cash.
And I had put a note in saying like that I do feel totally confident when I'm out with you. Like,
oh yeah.
I feel like there's no parent, like you got up to, like you were like, I want to go to the bathroom, but I don't know that if I want to leave you alone here. I was like, go ahead, I'll be fine, I'm sure. And I was just thinking to myself, like, it's nice to go in there with you and not leave there and have you be like, I was like 2 seconds away from pulling my gun out. I was just gonna shoot everyone in the bar. Like,
no way, I was looking for that other half of that bottle. Like, Happy Gilmore just smashed that bottle. Like, I'm looking for the other half of this bottle. Let's go. That's like one of my biggest fantasies from all our movies that we watch. I'm like, where's that barroom brawl that we have to bust out? Not in real life. Not in real life. But no, we're so good. We just do the looks. We have we're at that point where we can just look at each other and make wide eyes or whatever. Oh yeah, because something happened. Remember, like there was another thing that happened. And you looked at, and I was like, something just weird happened, didn't it? Remember, weren't you sitting somewhere and somebody came over and like talked to you?
Yeah. It was before that guy said. Are you talking about last night?
No, I thought it was a different night,
time?
And I'm like, something just happened, didn't it? Oh, the gas station. So we were at the gas station.
Driving down here.
Yes, so we stopped at the gas station.
Yeah, driving down here. We
and
stopped
there was a guy
off the Jersey Turnpike.
Yeah, and so you were gonna, you're staying by your truck. I was gonna go inside. And I saw like a guy, obviously like the cop thing. Like I'm always scoping stuff out, but I saw a guy kind of looked, and you don't want to always be stereotypical, but people know, like looked like maybe he was like a little down on his luck, but he looked like he was getting gas, but he was fumbling, like messing around with his car a lot, or in and out of his car. So, but he was parked next to a pump. And so he kind of was on my radar for a second. And I'm like, because sometimes, you'll go to places and it's just awkward. So I go in to get whatever I need to get, and I walk back out, and I look at you, and you look at me, and I look at him, because I'm noticing him, and I look back at you, and you do like an eye roll, and I'm like, oh, something happened.
Yeah, because you had left, and almost as soon as you were inside the store, this guy comes around from the pump, and he was probably sitting there for an hour or two.
Yeah.
And he comes around the pump, and he's like, hey, man, he goes, hey man, I'm not, I hate to bother you. I thought he was going to ask for directions or something.
Right.
Something that where I could be like, nah, I'm not from around here.
Yeah.
He goes, hey man, I hate to bother you, but I just I left my wallet at work. Do you think that you could give me like a couple bucks for gas? I was like,
drive back to work.
I was like, no, no, I cannot.
No.
Sorry, man. And then same thing. I mean, everyone that pulled up around those pumps, everyone that got out of their car, he'd come up and be like, hey, I left my wallet at work. Do you think that I could get a couple bucks for gas?
Mm-hmm.
And we drove away, and I was thinking like, that guy's probably been sitting there for an hour or two, just waiting for someone to fill his tank.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's always like that struggle. Like, do I give them money? Do I not give somebody money? And I'm just like, I don't know. Sometimes I get worried about, especially if I'm traveling. It's like, well, now I'm gonna pull out my wallet, and like, what happens? Like, this, But I mean, around home, like, who the regulars are, and you know, it's like, and they make some good money sometimes. But that was not a situation. But it's just so funny because all we did was make eye contact and like a couple facial expressions, and I was like, something happened.
Yeah, and
when I was gone.
The eye contact was like me vocalizing to you, like, I'll tell you in the car.
Yep.
And you being like, oh, okay.
I gave the nod.
I look forward to hearing this story.
Yep. Don't leave unless I'm like, do I got to jack somebody up or what? Oh, what else do we have on the list?
So many things.
Sneaky parking lot couples?
Sneaky. Yeah, well, that kind of falls under this one that I have here.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, gossip versus drama. Nobody likes drama, right?
No.
I don't think anybody likes drama.
I
There's
mean,
some people that are definitely prone to it.
They are. Some people, I feel like it's just their life. And some people aren't good being idle. And I think they have to have it to feel, I don't know, like they just need to feel like it makes them feel like they have a purpose, I guess.
Right.
Like, if you're just idle, then what's really going on here? And then if drama happens, maybe you get to be the hero. And
right.
Fix the drama. But I don't like it's.
But gossip is so much fun.
Gossip is hard.
Gossip is fun. It's when you're like, when you hear about two coworkers sleeping together and they're not supposed to be.
It's like, how is that going to go?
It's like, oh wow, I want to know more, and I want to tell people. And I can't wait to tell people. Like, not only do I want to know more and what's going on, I want to tell. I gotta talk to someone about it,
right?
And tell someone else who knows these two people, so that this spreads more.
Well, it's just like so.
I want everyone to know.
Weird. So there's certain we're talking about like a kind of like coworker couple, but then there's been other couples too that we know of, or the gossip is like that they're like screwing around on like either one person is married, single, or they're both married, or like somebody's married and has like but the other person is in a relationship with a partner. So it's like the first thing that sucks is like somebody doesn't know about it and is getting hurt, right? So it's like somebody's innocent partner is like getting hurt in this situation.
Right.
But then the other thing is like, how is that fun? Like, that's never been like a thing that's exciting to me. Like, I'm like, I don't get it. Like, how is it fun to like hang out in the parking lot and like park next to each other, and then you're gonna like hang out, and then okay, we'll meet me over here, but you're looking around paranoid every time you go somewhere. It's like, how are you enjoying your relationship? And then it's like, if somebody's like sneaking around like with you, then before like you're eventually gonna get together and you're gonna trust that person. Like, like unless it's like I guess like the only thing would be like a situation where it was like maybe like a domestic abuse situation or something, maybe. And it's like I don't know, but I feel like that wouldn't be like a sexual thing. I feel like that would be more of like somebody's trying to have to meet up in secret, so like somebody doesn't get hurt, so that person can get like support, But this situation's that we know these couples, and
we for some reason we know like a few couples where it's like, maybe not couples, but these groups of people that are like things are going like because it's not really a couple if they're not together, but like one's in a relationship, the other one's not, or they're both in relationships and they're both sneaking around on someone. It's like man, like what is that like?
Well, like the coworker one was funny.
I don't want to experience it. Yeah. But like how are you living? Like how are you going home to your significant other and being like, hey, day was great.
Yeah, and why, like, and then it just makes it uncomfortable in the workplace, too. Like, that was just a funny one, and now, like, so we like to park next to each other. Like, we're doing, we're doing naughty things in the parking lot. Like, we, like, role play, and...
Yeah, we park next to each
other. Like, hey, wherever you are, like, I'm going to try and park next to you. And then, like, let's drive across the street and get coffee or something.
That reminds me of another topic.
Oh, God. Is this a relationship conversation?
This is, yeah. That reminds me of another topic.
Oh, no.
Where I had wanted to talk to you about two things that were like not
oh my God.
certainly not like relationship ending conversations, but they were like
relationship maintenance conversations.
Yeah, they were relationship maintenance.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk to you, and one of them I had texted to you, but we were like 10 minutes away from meeting up for the day because we meet up every day.
Right.
We were like 10 minutes away from meeting up.
In person.
In person.
Yeah, 'cause sometimes we meet up virtually.
So on this day, I texted you something, and you were like, "Oh no, it's not big. It's not what you think, basically."
Right.
And then we sit down and we talk about it, and then I was like, we talked about it for probably like 10 minutes, and then I was like, okay, there's just one other thing that I wanted to talk to you about.
Right.
It's not a big deal, but whatever. And as soon as I brought it up, you were like, "That's it, I'm done," and you got up and walked away.
I'm out of here. That's what I said. I'm out of here.
Yeah, you were like, I'm not doing this. I'm out of here. And you got up and walked away. You threw your hands out to the side with your little jazz hands, and you were like, and you walked away enough that I was sitting there with my mouth open, like, what the fuck? I was all I could think was like, I'm not telling anyone anything ever again, because I didn't think that I brought anything up and you turned around and just started laughing like you are now, and then came and gave me a kiss, and you were like, "I love you, I'm kidding." And I was like, what the I'm still blown away. I was blown away the next day. I was sitting there like, what the hell was that?
Girls take notes. You know what it was because we had just had this like
very serious conversation.
Yeah, and I think that it's good because I think in the past when we first started dating, it was like one of those conversations. If I brought it to you or you had brought it to me, then it would have been something like defensive for both of us.
Right.
And maybe we wouldn't have hurt each other.
Right.
And it's nice to be like, or I could have been like, no, it's absolutely not like going on. And how can you like ask me to do that or whatever? And I was just like, no, like that's my bad because I didn't explain it like the correct way the first time I was talking about it.
Right.
And so, and I hear you, and I know for you it's like difficult to like, or in your past, like you probably your feelings wouldn't have been acknowledged or even listened to, or they would have been dumbed down, or they would have been completely ignored.
They still get that way.
Huh?
Even outside of romantic relationships, they still get that way.
What do you mean?
Dumbed down and ignored.
With me?
No, not you.
Oh,
I see.
Yeah,
romantic.
Yeah, and that's not us. And so, and we worked like to be able to feel like comfortable and trust each other with those things,
Right.
So it's like super nice. But it was kind of like a little bit like intense for our midday meetup conversations, which are usually like short, and we like lift each other up, and then we're like, okay, cool, we'll do this for dinner, and we'll do that, and we don't usually spend our midday meetups like having heavy conversations.
Right.
So like I was just like, all right, cool, we just got that hurdle, and then it was like another one, and it was criticism, like not mean criticism, but it's like, oh my god, like you're telling me something else I gotta correct, which I'm not usually on the end of that. I'm much better at giving that. And I was like, but I also felt like I'm just gonna like I'm gonna break this up really quick and make it like light. I just want to lighten the moment really quick, and then we can come back to it because it started to feel like very emotional and serious, and I just I didn't want to take it the wrong way, but I was like, I'm going to break this up real quick, and I'm going to be funny. And I was in uniform, too, so it really looked serious. Where I was just like, I'm out of here. Like, I'm just going to go fight crime. Forget this relationship shit. But that
obviously, as you can tell, everything is great between the two of us.
Yeah, we haven't, like, I don't know. Like, I mean, we had, like, one little text thing that wasn't like a fight, like whatever. Yeah. And this
that's what made me think of it was that we had one little text thing that wasn't really a fight at all. We were just kind of like, okay, let's step away from each other for a second.
Right.
In text world, not fucking in relationship.
Right.
But then the next morning, you came to the gym and surprised me.
Yeah, I parked next to you.
Yeah, you parked next to me at the gym. Yeah, yeah.
Like, and I was waiting for you. Like it's funny because I'm like, oh no, I'm like doing a stakeout right now, and people are walking by, and I was like, oh, let me take off my jacket so they can see I got a gym shirt on. You know what I mean? Like I just got out of the gym, and I'm just like stalking my boyfriend right now.
Yeah.
Just to give him a big hug and kiss.
It was a huge hug and kiss.
Yeah.
Yes, I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sometimes you just like, because it's hard, you just have to see each other's face to know that everything's okay. And it's like sometimes, even if it's not like a fight or something like that, if something seems like it's off or whatever, then it's just like, when it's like your partner that you really love, I feel like, or even like if it's like a best friend or something and something happens, it's like you don't feel like yourself until you see that person and you just know that they look at you and they know everything's okay, and there's no text message or thing in your voice. You don't want to say anything to like mess something up. You don't want to be misinterpreted, and you just want to see your person. And it's like you can't breathe until you see them. And then once you see them, it's like,
Yeah.
we're fine, and it's like we're good. We can.
And all was good after that.
Yeah, and we can table stuff and talk about it later. So like that stuff, like we kind of like talked about on the way here.
Yeah,
like we had a lot of conversations.
We had a lot of conversations.
We covered a lot of ground.
It took us 9 hours to get here, and I drove the whole way, and Rose slept for 30 minutes.
Yep. Yeah, because I hadn't slept. I hadn't gone to bed before.
The other 8.5 hours was just talking.
Yep. And I don't think I had gone to bed like the last couple of nights before that. Like, I think it was like 1 or 2 in the morning that I'd gone to bed. So
You'd
I hadn't
gotten a few hours of sleep the nights before.
Right.
Yeah.
But we did, and then by the time we got here, it was like, okay, cool. Like everything's just fun, and like, what do we want to do? Like, like we do really good in our relationship.
And we've had a blast.
Yeah, we have
48 plus hours that we've been here.
It's just we figure things out. Like, you want to do the gym? Okay, let's do the gym. And then here's my softball schedule, because I've never gone to a tournament with anybody. So not having all my stuff
with a relationship somebody.
With the relationship somebody, yeah. And so I've never like, with my, or had somebody else's car where I was like, I leave my stuff in your car and I'm explaining to you like, this is what needs to happen at tournament play. Like I'm not gonna be able to be all huggy kissy with you. I gotta be with my team. I gotta concentrate. Yeah, and so they love you. Of course, everybody's so excited. We get to meet the mate.
Yeah, it's been a fun 2 days because there've been just so many people who are like, I know you from Facebook and. Oh my God, I love your pictures. I love seeing you guys online. You guys look so happy. And we are really happy. Yesterday, leaving the games yesterday.
Oh, what about the guy I thought was hitting on you?
Oh, yeah.
That guy. Now he won't leave us alone. He's so funny.
This guy, Robbie, saw us yesterday. And he was talking to another girl that was kind of in my vicinity, but Ro didn't see that girl. And he was like, hey, sexy.
He's like another softball player. And, it's like, he's like, hey, sexy. And I was like kidding around because, you kind of draw back and forth. Like, you see it, like the sports talk. And I just yell out, I'm like, don't talk to my boyfriend like that. And then he just took it to a whole other level.
Yeah. He found me later that night. He saw me in the parking lot. And he was like, hey, boyfriend, what's going on? And I stopped and talked to him for a minute. And he was like, tell your girlfriend that I'm going to take you to the bar. Text her right now. Let her know I'm going to take you to the bar. We're out of here. And then he saw us today.
Yeah, we were walking by his, he's a rep. He must be like a, I think it was, it was Suncoast Adidas. So it was like he had a tent and everything, and he's selling like merchandise.
Yeah.
And we're walking by, and I was like, I heard about what happened in the parking lot yesterday. You better stay away from my man. I'm telling you. So it's like, that was fun.
And then there was another group of people last night that we were walking by, and we're all conversing about this cookout that we're going to. Like, they're like, oh, are you guys going to go? Yep, we're going to go. And this girl was like, because you had said, like, we're going to go back to the hotel room first, and I'm going to shower and whatever. And this girl was like, I mean, you two can't spend some time apart. Like, you two are going to be together. And I just immediately said forever. And they all got a kick out of that. They were all the guys were like, damn, man, that was smooth.
Smooth operator. Smooth operator. They got a kick out of me doing Truth Hurts in the dugout.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Lizzo, because I did a little Truth Hurts Lizzo at karaoke, and my
right
people.
In the dugout. Yeah,
I was like,
did.
why men great till they gotta be great? Yeah, we have fun. We play music. It's a great time.
Yeah.
They ball out.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else do you have?
I
have one about dinosaurs and.
I had the 39-year-old Make-A-Wish kid.
Oh yeah, no, that's good.
Just saying last night, like, I forget what it was we were talking about that led to it, because we were both probably pretty. We had a few Busch lattes and Coors lattes.
You betcha.
So we, but we were talking about something, and I was like, I think they was talking about like wanting to go to Hawaii and play with dinosaurs or something like that, and I was like, that's the type of shit that makes me wish, like, I could be a Make-A-Wish kid right now. Like, I want to be a 39-year-old Make-A-Wish kid, so that.
But you know what comes with that.
Right? Yeah.
You have to have some sort of ailment.
Right. That's probably gonna kill you in the next 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that part last night.
Yeah, I kind of did too.
Last night I was like, yeah, that's a good idea. And then, like, just sitting here now, I was like, oh no.
I guess I just always think of Make-A-Wish kids as like they didn't actually die.
Oh.
Like they get their little Make-A-Wish because they have cancer, but then they survive.
They definitely don't survive. Like, I know we had one in Portsmouth. We had one in Portsmouth. But and I just totally forgot about that.
Yeah, I do too.
But it would be nice. I don't know if there is something though for adults with like terminal, things
terminal
that are
illnesses. Not really.
Yeah, like maybe that's a good idea.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the other? Oh, you know what? I just had. Wait, I had a good one. When your truck talks dirty to you.
Oh yeah. You sent me a pretty naughty text message.
So, all right, do this one for your partner. I don't know why I never thought of it before, but his truck, probably because my car doesn't do this. So if I get a text message, like it doesn't read it for me.
Yeah.
I don't have that software, but
Yeah.
Donnie's truck reads his text messages.
It'll read it out loud to me. So like I can be driving along, and if she sends me a text message, it'll say new message from Ro Jones, and then it'll read it. It'll say I love you. And there's no real voice inflection.
I love you.
Right. It's very computerized, like you'd expect.
But it's a girl's voice.
And yeah, you sat there and you had a great laugh, and then I don't know. Do I want to send, because you sent that one and then you sent a follow up message that was just 3 words the same time, just to hear how the truck said it.
What was the 3 words?
I'll give you a guess. They start with C.
Type it out.
You sent me a text that said this.
No.
No.
Well, I was trying to.
No,
Well,
No.
Rhymes with dumb. Well, because she was saying it wrong. Coom. And I was like, well, maybe if I spell it with a C-O-M.
Which is funny because the truck will say out swear words. If you send me fuck, it will.
Oh, I know. I sent you some.
It'll read it out.
I sent you that.
It'll read out all the other ones. I don't know why there's a weird fucking inflection on that one.
Yeah. So anyway, if your partner has a truck that reads the text messages or a car that reads text messages, send them a naughty text.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah, she sent me, because we send each other good morning text messages every morning, and those are usually pretty long. So she sends me a good morning text, and then she's sitting over there, kind of like, I could tell she's kind of like laughing, snickering to herself. Like, like, I'm like, and I said something, and you were like, oh, I just typed that out. And I was like, and then she's like, she hits send on it, and it starts reading the whole thing. And I mean, this was like a paragraph long. And I'm just laughing throughout the whole thing.
It was an erotic article.
And then you were like, I'm gonna take a nap.
Yeah, I'm out. I did my fun.
Uh-huh.
Oh, what else we have? Mean opinionated scales and using store names for weight classes.
For weight classes?
Yeah.
What was that one?
The weight class one was like a Target.
Oh yeah, instead of using your
overweight. Yeah, so like tell them what your scale.
Yeah. So my
fucking
fucking so I guess let's start with the fact that because that actually leads into one of my other topics.
Mm-hmm.
So I've lost some weight in the last 6 or 7 weeks now. I'm down like 20 pounds, which feels great, to have clothes that actually fit me, and I can wear a t-shirt and not feel like a pig. And I've got this smoke show right here, and I want people to be like, okay, that, like, obviously anyone that knows our 2 personalities can see us and be like, that makes sense why they'd be together. But I think
I don't think anybody's never even said anything like in relation to like, why would you be with that, or that guy needs to work out or nothing. I love, I'm completely attracted to you. I love the way you look. If you want to change something, then you change something.
I always feel like people look at, like, my father told me when he was doing the drug unit on state police, he grew out a big beard like I have right now. He had his hair grown out real long, and it was like the early 80s, and he said that he would go to the mall or something with my mother, and he felt bad, and again, maybe nobody pays attention to that at all, but I do. He said that he felt bad because he thought that people were looking at the 2 of them and being like, why is this beautiful woman with this dirtbag?
You're my Viking. I like the way you look. If you didn't have those things, that's part of the things that attracted me to you in the first place.
I think the times have changed.
The times have very much changed.
Over 40 years.
They have changed.
You look
Sorry,
at
I have
someone,
to move around and stretch.
Go ahead. You look at someone 40 years, you look at a pretty woman 40 years ago, and expect them to be with a guy who's like cleaned up pretty nice. And I mean, I think that I clean up pretty nice, but
I like the way you look. Like I said, I wouldn't have been.
I appreciate that, but again, different
I've seen
times.
you with like your shaved head and no facial, and I'm like, it's not.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have been
different times.
Wouldn't have been my bag.
But yeah, so I've lost some weight, which is nice. But yeah, she bought me this scale, and the scale hooks up to my phone, so like I can step on it. It just gives me the readout of what my weight is, but then connect it to the phone, and it gives you all this breakup of like bone density and fat versus muscle and Which I also don't know how it's really computing that. You put in your height into it also, and your age and some other things, but so I don't really know how it's computing, like how much fat versus muscle I have. But either way, because if I step on the scale, like Dwayne Johnson is 260 pounds and he's 6'4", which is 1 inch taller than me.
Right.
So if Dwayne Johnson steps on that scale, is the scale going to be like, you have, you're obese and you have, 6 pounds of, or whatever,
Probably has like 2 point something body fat. 2%,
probably,
2%
yeah. He
body
probably
fat
has
or something.
very, very low body fat.
I don't know, but this scale, I didn't know the scale was doing that
Yeah,
stuff,
so-
and I wouldn't have
so-
got it for you. I
so
said,
it
I just
pops
want,
up-
my scale gives me the number. That's all I want. I
So
don't
it
want none
pops
of this
up
opinion.
and it says obese on it, right? So when I stepped on,
Not a nice word.
and 20 pounds ago when I stepped on, and I think it said like high obesity or something like that. So I'm down to obese right now.
Right.
Which I'd still like. I look at myself and I'm like, I'm not. Which maybe I'm in denial, but I look at myself and I'm like, I'm not.
I doubt you are.
But
Those
like,
are very strong words. I don't like
those
words
are very
obese or
strong
skinny.
words.
So we
Yeah.
said we need some different
We need
words for
some
that.
different
Like if you
words.
look at somebody, you're like, oh, you're obese. Like no, like maybe you're. We
Maybe-
said stores. Like maybe you're
you're kind of looking
a
like
Dollar
a Dollar
Tree
Tree
right now.
Yeah.
Like and maybe you want to.
Yeah. Maybe you want to look like a Target.
Yeah, Target, that might be like a top store,
Yeah.
and then like middle ground might be like a Marshall's
Yeah.
or a TJ Maxx, like,
Yeah.
like a.
Yeah.
let's-
If you wanted
yeah,
to
be nice to each
go
other.
with fast food, like, hey man, you're looking like a little McDonald's right now.
Yeah.
You might want to step that up to like, I don't know, Wendy's.
Yeah, or maybe you want to you get a little Chipotle, you get
Yeah,
a
a
little
little
spicy.
Chipotle,
Let's
get
get
some
spicy
Chipotle.
in you, get some high end stuff. You're
Uh-huh.
Taco Bell, we want
Uh-huh.
taco, we want Chipotle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Little Chick-fil-A.
I can't think of any like high
High
fast
end.
food places that like not necessarily healthy, but
Right.
places that are like, oh, that's the good place to go. Like that's the healthier one. Like if they were all
Right.
lined up next to each other, and you were like, well, I want McDonald's because
Right.
McDonald's is delicious, but I'm trying to stay kind of healthy right now. Like,
Yeah.
what's the fast food?
Wendy's.
Maybe-
Well, because I'm
I was
mad at
thinking- I was-
McDonald's because they took their salads away.
They did take
Mad
their
at them.
salads away. That's insanity.
Mhm.
Yeah, you got me a nice little gift card when I
Yeah.
took over this route a few months ago, and I went on their app trying to order a salad. No more salads. No salads. No snack wraps. I used to love the snack wrap.
Right. I'm
The
gonna
snack
write. I'm
wrap
gonna
was
write a
great.
letter.
The snack wrap was great. Ugh, I can't talk.
Bleh.
Snack wrap was great because it'd be like, okay, I don't want a fucking meal right now.
Right.
I just need something to get me to dinner.
Mhm.
And you go and get a snack wrap and a small fry and maybe a small Coke.
Yeah.
And there you go. You're tied over for the next few hours.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta write. We
I
gotta
don't
write
know,
a letter,
I can't
honey.
imagine why
We
they-
gotta tell these people.
I think the snack wrap ended with COVID.
I don't know. I just know I went to get a salad one day and they're like, absolutely not. But Wendy's has salads.
Yes.
Absolutely not. No, you may not. I'm like, how long have they been gone?
Subway does salads too
Oh,
now.
true.
Except
But
they don't
drive-thrus.
call it a salad. They just call it a bowl.
Right.
So you're getting so you can order any sandwich from Subway, without the bread, basically.
Right. All right.
Which, as long as you get the right veggies, you're kind of making a salad there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else did you have?
What else?
We're
do
on
we
a
have?
time limit because I gotta get back.
We are.
I gotta go
Yeah.
back for
You got
game.
another game. Each of us. What do you think of me as a travel buddy?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're just like we're perfect.
Yeah.
We're kindred travel spirits.
We really are.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think the same thing of you. You've
Yeah, we're
been
equal.
so much fun.
Yeah.
To drive down with, and I was wrong. I made a prediction a week ago, a little over a
Yeah.
week ago, and I said I think that we're gonna wake up. There's gonna be some tiny little bickering thing that goes on between us. Like maybe I say something sarcastic, as I do, and you're like, I don't like that, and then we don't talk for 10 minutes. And then, and then we get on the road and we're fine.
Yeah.
Like that's what I thought was gonna happen, and I was completely wrong. Like
No, we had a plan.
The night before you had
Yeah.
softball, and I had stayed I was up late the night
Yeah.
before. Got up that morning, went to the gym, worked out. That was a Wednesday, so it was a run day. So that's right. I did a 5K that
Mm-hmm.
day at the gym, and then stayed up all day, worked my regular day. Had to drive to Fremont and then back to Portsmouth.
Yeah.
And then watched your softball game, and then I
Mhm.
went back to your place and I watched like 10 minutes of a movie, and texted you, and I was like, I gotta go to bed.
Right.
And and then I got up we got up at 4:30 in the morning and just did our little cuddling in
Right.
bed thing that we do because we like to.
Well, we knew we wanted to be on the road by 5 because I
Yeah.
went out that night, and then I
Yeah.
didn't go to bed till like 2 because I was out with the
Yeah,
girls at
'cause as you do.
Applebee's. And then, but like the day before, I did like all the cleaning
Yeah.
and refilled like all the cat dishes things, did the
Mhm.
litter box, like, I cleaned like a couple of the bathroom floor, kitchen, no, bathroom, yeah, both bathrooms. Did the trash. We had the trash taken out, had everything packed up. Everything
Yeah.
was packed up. My duffel bag was packed.
Yeah,
Everything
my
was
bags
packed.
were all packed,
So all we had to do
all
was
we
get
had
up
to do
and, yeah.
was get up, brush our teeth. I think you ran a comb through your hair and
Yeah.
throw the bags in the truck, and we were on the road.
Yeah. Peace
and
out.
yeah, it was so simple. I mean,
Yeah.
just
Put
yeah.
the GPS
The worst
on
part
and-
was there's two fucking worst parts though. Was firstly, I was thinking like, okay, getting from here to like New York is going to be pretty easy.
Right.
Set the cruise control at 80 and it'll be fine. That's what and then going through New York and maybe half of New Jersey will suck, but then we get out of New Jersey and we'll just set the cruise again and be going just fine. Once you get into New York, from New York to Virginia, fucking sucked. It was just, it wasn't stop and go necessarily, but it was fast and slow. That's really what it was. It was fast and slow. There were times where I'd be doing 80, but it would only last a few minutes, and then I'd be doing 30, and that would last a little bit longer than a few minutes, and then back to 80. Like, after we got out of Connecticut, I never set the cruise control again.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't, because we never had enough of a time to set a constant speed, which doesn't even make any sense to me. Like, we went through one spot that was a 13-minute slowdown on a 4-lane highway because one lane was closed for 2 miles. And it was a 13-minute slowdown because, I don't know, people can't figure out how to merge and just make the highway work without that one lane.
Yeah, people weren't driving very good.
No.
And that was nice, too, because it was good for you to experience, like, what I usually do. Because I drive down Maryland. It's like, so you kind of understand, like, the drive. But it's
Yeah.
not difficult, But
No.
it is annoying sometimes. But we did good. We didn't really hit, like, any crazy traffic.
No,
We didn't
just
hit
that one
New York.
13-minute slowdown was the only time we were in any sort of
Well,
crazy
you got
traffic.
turned around the bridge
I
twice.
got
We still
turned
don't know
around.
what that
Yeah,
happened
I still
there.
don't know what happened. I put in my GPS. I put in my GPS that I wanted to go from Portsmouth, New Hampshire, to the Tappan Zee Bridge, and then the final destination was
Right.
Virginia. And the GPS led me perfectly to the Tappan Zee Bridge, and then as soon as I went over it, it tried to redirect me back to the Tappan Zee Bridge, which I didn't know was what was happening. So
And I kept being like, "Are you sure?"
I did
You're like,
exactly
that thing
that.
was in the same
was
spot that it
like,
was
yeah.
last time. I was like, "Are you
Yeah.
sure that's where is that it?" I'm like, "Is that Sing Sing?" Like,
was
you're like,
like-
"I don't know what Sing Sing is."
I was like, we're going back over the Tappan Zee Bridge. You're like, are you sure we're doing it? I said, yeah. Remember you mentioned that cliff over there? It was on our right before, and now it's on our left. And you're like, I don't know. Are you sure that this is? I'm telling you, this is the same. It's the same bridge, and we were going back over it. And I went to the Tappan Zee Bridge specifically to avoid the George Washington.
And then we went over.
And I go over so now I'm like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna reset the GPS to just get rid of the Tappan Zee Bridge and just go to Virginia, and it directs me all the way up into New York to go over the George Washington anyways. So, but whatever. I mean, leaving from Portsmouth to the Tappan Zee to Virginia was supposed to take 8 hours.
It was pretty good.
And even getting turned around and going over the George Washington, we still ended up getting here in 9 hours, and that includes 3 different stops.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it wasn't bad at all. And then, my iPad kept popping up because I used Google Maps on the way here, and the iPad kept popping up and saying here's an alternate route. Like, it would constantly pop up and be like, here's an alternate route. It adds 1 hour and 15 minutes to the trip, and I'm like, why would I want to take this? Why would I ever, why is that an option? Like, why are you giving me
Right.
longer options?
Right.
Like, if you're going to give me options, give me options.
Who wants
that
to go
are-
the long way? Unless
Yeah.
you don't want to pay tolls.
Maybe, but I assume those are toll routes,
Right.
toll roads too.
There's one that's like, you want to go 13 minutes slower or
Yeah.
18 minutes faster?
Right,
Always going to
yeah.
pick faster.
Yeah, why would
You know?
why would you want the slower way? Unless there was unless we were running silly early and it's 9 in the morning, and we're gonna be there in an hour, or maybe let's say 4 hours,
Mm-hmm.
or we can add an hour to the trip and check in at the hotel isn't until 3. But why would you want to? But yeah.
No.
So then yesterday between games, I told you I had some errands to run.
Right.
And left you at the field.
Oh yeah.
And I went and saw one of those Valvoline drive-throughs.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And I was like,
Your biggest nightmare.
I was like, yeah, fuck it. I'll go and I'll get my tires rotated since I'm here. I'll go get my tires rotated right now, and also my tire pressure monitoring system had gone off like weeks ago, and I had the oil changed a couple weeks ago, and when I had the oil changed, they were like, I just realized, I don't know if we've been like, I know that we've been live on StreamYard the whole time, but the little Wi-Fi signal keeps popping up. So
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe
Hi, Sandy.
Maybe that's why. Sandy's one of my old softball buddies.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
So,
nice.
All
right, we're on a timer here.
Yeah, so they do a tire rotation, and they were like, hey, you have a nail in your tire, and so they plugged the tire, and I didn't think that it would be. I thought that plugs were good for 50 miles, but asking on Facebook, it seems like they're good for ever. So we're gonna chance it and drive back to New Hampshire.
Well, you did call AAA.
Yeah, AAA. The guy from AAA came out, and he said that that it was fine.
Yeah.
And he couldn't get the spare tire to come down, so he was like, "I'm telling you, you're gonna be fine to get back to New Hampshire with this how it is." So.
One funny thing was, like, on the way down, we had a one-upper conversation, remember? Because we were talking about, well, if anything happens, like, don't worry. I'm like, I got AAA. And you're like, I got AAA. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? I go, well, I get it every year for Christmas. My dad buys it for me. And he's like, my dad does the same thing. And then I was like, well, I got a gold card. And he's like, so do I. And I was totally bluffing that I had a gold card.
I didn't know you were bluffing.
I was bluffing that I had a gold card. And then literally, like, we're driving back from the field after he came back to the field and the AAA guy left. And he's putting his AAA card away and he had a triple. I'm like, you really have a gold card? Yeah, I did. I was like, you one-upper. You're trying to one-up me? Oh my God. Your trip. There's so many other things you want to talk about.
We had so many things, but we're out of time.
Yeah.
You have a game to get to. You have to go crush some
more.
more.
You know what? One thing though, your sponsor, if you did your manscaping sponsor, like the cool thing that I saw when I was watching the Olympics.
Yeah.
Which was Manscaped is an official grooming partner of the USA Triathlon.
Yeah.
And it was talking about like the preparation like that you don't see. And I was just I was laughing because I was just watching Olympics and all of a sudden it popped up. I'm like, oh my God, that's one of Donnie's sponsors.
Yep, that's one of my sponsors.
And they put like they have slick commercials.
Also a sponsor of the Olympics.
Yeah. They have like have some pretty slick like worded commercials that are funny.
I think it would be more cool if Adam and Eve became a sponsor of the Olympics.
Oh, here we go.
I just think
you, boo?
That would be pretty awesome. Why?
Why? Oh, because they have all these massaging things for people. You can do massaging things. Or
gymnasts need their calves or whatever massaged.
Yeah.
After they've worked out so hard.
Yeah, and probably like maybe some of that warming liquid and stuff like for the muscles.
Warming gels.
Yeah, warming lubrication.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, the triathletes, they can put some down in their crotch. You know, like glide.
Keep the chafing.
Yes, exactly.
Especially like volleyball and stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So speaking of sponsors, they are 4HM Clothing, Mile High Angel, Adam Eve, and Manscaped.com, and all of those sites you can use offer code adulting at and get varying degrees of discounts.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So suicide helpline.
1-800-273-8255. That's 1-800-273-TALK. Or you can text the prevention line 741-741.
And what was the only other thing? Living with dinosaurs. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember what. That's our timer.
Oh, no.
That's our timer telling us that Ro has softball to go play.
We got to go. We got to go. We got to battle back the hard way.
Thank you for coming on the show with me.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
And will you come again soon?
Yeah.
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 I mean that figuratively and literally.
Okay.
Because it's been way too long since I had you on an episode. It's been almost 6 months. I know the first 6 months of our relationship, you were here all the time.
I know.
And then
we got busy.
The last 6 months, we've been busy.
We got busy.
Yeah.
So we'll do it again.
Yeah, we'll do it again.
For the people.
Yes. Yeah, that's more. Yeah, that's more better
people.
at my. Yeah, she does it very good. I brought that up a few weeks ago.
I love you.
I love you too.
All right, bye guys.
Bye everyone.